Hi, I'm Raluca. Today we're going to do another Christmas look because we're actually going to do the Christmas tree today, so I'm so excited. I really wanted to get in the festive vibes before putting the Christmas tree and decorating and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you how I did this look right here, and I also included a tip on how to get this glitter liner without actually owning a glitter liner. Let's get into it. I'm going to start with my primer. If you follow me, you probably know that I don't usually go for a primer, but I will use a foundation that I don't really like. I'm talking about the Fenty Hydrating Foundation. I have this and I want to use it, and since I'm not really leaving the house or wearing this makeup for too long, I think it's going to be alright. I don't like this because after a few hours it just separates and looks weird on my face, but I'm hoping that the professional primer is going to help. It looks, this foundation looks weird, especially my pores area. It kind of looks like the pores suck the foundation in. It's weird. But just going to use a bit of primer and just push it into my skin with my fingers. And this really smooths this area. Okay, and I'll use the Fenty Hydrating Foundation. I'm just going to mix it with a little bit of Urban Decay All because this shade is just a tiny bit too light. It's the shade 150. Maybe 2 pumps of that and the pump of the All Nighter foundation. This one is a really great full coverage foundation. It has a pretty matte finish, but it lasts really well on my skin. Just going to mix those together. I never tried mixing those. Maybe the All Nighter can save the Fenty foundation, I'm hoping. I'm going to take my sponge and blend this in. That's a lot of foundation. But hopefully the sponge is going to absorb some of that. And these two they both have really high coverage, so maybe that's why it looks like it's too much, or maybe it is too much. Okay, I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer to conceal. And I'm also going to use it to prime for eyeshadow and highlight this area here. I like highlighting this area because I feel like it kind of hides my smile lines. I let it sit for about a minute to enhance the coverage. Now I can start blending it out. Now I want to set my entire base. I'm going to use the Peach Perfect powder by Too Faced. I'm just going to apply a little bit of that all over my face. First I'm going to blend in those creases and immediately going to set it. And I'm using tapping motions. And I'm also going to set my eyelids. Just in case you're new and you don't know what's going on, I have 2 little birds. Yeah, that's why it's so noisy in here. I'm going to take some more powder and just tap it all over my face, especially in the center of my face. That's where I usually get a little bit shinier. I'm not going to contour today, instead I'm just going to use a little bit of bronzer. I'm going to use my Dior nude bronzer here. And I'm going to apply it with my Morphe 405 brush. I can't believe I hit pan on this one. It's my first time hitting pan on a bronzer. That's huge. I'm just going to do little circular motions here to bronze up the skin. And also bronzing my forehead, my jawline, and here, like on top of my nose. Next I will apply some blush. I'll use my Makeup Forever, the usual one with no number. I'm just going to take it on my Sigma F10 brush, tapping off the excess so I don't get a lot of that on my face. And I'm going to apply it a little bit above the bronzer right here. I'm going to use some highlighter as well. Today I think I'm going to go for this Maybelline Face Studio Chrome in the shade Molten Rose Gold, and apply it on my cheekbone here, on my chin, tip of my nose, cupid's bow, and right here in between my brows, just a little bit. I do not highlight the entire bridge of my nose because obviously my nose has a pretty weird shape. Now I want to do my brows. First I'm going to need this to brush them up. Today I'm going to use my brow pomade by Benefit. I have the shade 3. Taking a little bit of that on my brush and just wipe it against this edge here so I can draw some hair strokes with it. And then I'm going to underline my brow. So I'm going to do a line here, basically create the shape that I want, and I focus most of the product on the tail. And then I can fill in the top with whatever is left on my brush. And if you need to, you can take your spoolie and just brush the brow a little bit to diffuse the product. Then I will set the hairs into place with my Benefit 24-hour brow setter. Just going to brush them up with this brow gel. There's one more thing that I want to add on my skin to make things look a little bit more magical, and that's obviously my Fenty Diamond Balm. This is just a magical product. It's this really fine glitter, and I'm going to add it on my cheekbone. I usually use this as a topper. It's basically just glitter, it doesn't really have a base, so I use it on top of other highlighter. For the eyeshadow part, I was thinking of doing an all matte look and just adding some glitter liner on top. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild, a Rose in the Air palette. This is just a beautiful, beautiful affordable palette. Someone gave me an idea to create more looks with one palette, and I might pick this one because it's so affordable and just do like 3 or 5 looks with it. Tell me if that's something that interests you, because I would love to do that. I'm going to pick my Sigma E44 brush, and I actually love mixing both of these transition shades in the palette, because one is cool toned and one is warm toned, so it creates kind of this nice neutral brown. And I'm going to start from my outer corner and just tap this shade and then bring it towards my crease, and then extending it into my outer corner. And I'm applying the same mixture on my lower lashes. Lash line actually. And just smoking it out and bringing it in my outer corner. Extending it because I'm not going to do a wing liner today. So I want to create that cat eye shape with my eyeshadow. And then I'm going to take my bronzer brush and just diffuse this into my bronzer basically. I'm going to need a smaller and denser brush like this. This is a Morphe E18 brush. And I'm going to pick up the dark shade, the dark matte brown in the palette. Tap off the excess again. And that is going to go basically about the same placement but a little bit lower. So I'm placing it on my outer corner here. And first I'm just tapping the shades, so I'm just tap 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 to place down the pigment. And then I'm starting to bring it upwards, because I want the most concentration of the shade to be on my lash line, and then I'm bringing up whatever is left on my brush. Just do a little extension here in my outer corner, and then with my previous brush I can really diffuse this. And I'm picking some more of that and apply it on my outer corner of my lower lash line and connect it to the top part. That is very important because it creates that what's the word? that cohesive look, I think. And then I'm blending again. For my lid shade, I'm just going to use this cream matte here to highlight the lid a little bit. I'm using a pretty fluffy and flat brush. Flat fluffy brush, something like this. This is from a palette from Tarte, I think. To finish off the eyeshadow part, I'm going to take this champagne shimmer here, and I will highlight my inner corner with it. I was looking and looking in my glitter and pigment collection, and I just didn't know what to pick. But I think I decided on this NYX pigment in the shade All Hollywood. I feel like pigments are so old school, but it's glitter season. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take some of this pigment on the lid right here. And now you will need something that's at least similar to the Inglo Duraline. I have here the iBooster from Boys and Berries. Basically it's a product that you can use to thin out gel liners or pomades, and I will mix it with my pigment and create like a liquid liner, kind of. Just going to use a tiny drop of that, and I'm going to mix it with the loose pigment here. If you have a glitter liner, you can just use your glitter liner. I do not have one, so we're improvising. I'm doing like a little crease liner here. That's a little bit too dark, but I feel like it looks pretty. I mean, it depends on how you look at it, because it's very reflective. I love that. It's giving me like Greek goddess vibes. Okay, I applied some lashes off camera. I'm going to do a red lip. You guessed it. I think by the end of December you're just going to know like all my red lipsticks. I'm going to do a Makeup Forever combination today with the Artist Color Pencil in the shade Full Red and the Artist Rouge in the shade 314. Glowing Ginger. This is bright. Overlining in the center. Okay, now let's apply the lipstick. I actually never wore this lipstick. It looks like it's a little bit different from the pencil, but hopefully we'll make this work. I don't know why I'm feeling like I'm getting repetitive when I apply red lipstick 2 videos in a row, but I never feel repetitive when I'm applying nude lipstick all year round. Weird. So yeah, this is the look. We're going to do the Christmas tree. I'm excited. I should have done it like a week ago, but I don't know. We're doing it today. So that was everything for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're having a great holiday season. Yeah, you can make it special. Like, you can go bake some cookies or do yourself a hot chocolate and stuff like that. And you'll feel, I feel like that would make me happier. So I just enjoy the little things, and I hope you do as well, because they're important. So yeah, see you next time. Bye.